Hey y'all, welcome back. We are here today on this great Sunday and we are on episode 8, y'all.
Episode 8.
Yes.
Y'all, and we have a special guest today.
A special guest. So, make sure y'all stay tuned and we hope y'all, y'all been rocking with us and y'all been watching all the episodes that we had previously, but we definitely have a special guest for y'all today. So make sure y'all stay tuned to see who it is.
And don't forget, I'm Natalie.
And I'm Faith.
And you're watching
the F&N Radio Podcast.
Okay.
Hey y'all,
we're back.
And we have Mr. Darrin Anderson himself. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on this Sunday and sitting with us. We appreciate you.
Yeah. How you feeling today?
Feel blessed.
Blessed.
No,
that's good.
Perfect. I really
Perfect.
feel blessed.
That's good.
Because everything's been going good. It's
Okay.
been a really good season for me.
All right, so we about to dive in deep into that. We're gonna get the little juice and see what Darrin got going on.
Yeah.
So
All right, you ready for these questions?
Yes.
All right, we got some fun at the end of our segment.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we're gonna get down to the business first, and then we're gonna have our fun. Okay. But so my first question for you is, who is Darrin Anderson?
It's a hard question. So I say Darrin Anderson is I'll put myself as an influencer.
Okay.
I'm a model. I want to get into acting.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly I'm really a father. My main things for me, when you go to my Instagram or my page, you see me as a dad. When I became a dad, I wanted to basically motivate all black men, men period, just to be a better dad, be there. But I would say Darrin Anderson is a dad. I try to be the best role model to the people that surround me and things like that.
I love that. You and your son, like the bond, and not even just the bond, like the effort that you put in to be there for him and how present you are, because I know, we have a stigma within the black community that black fathers are not in their child's lives, period. And I love what you do, and you broadcast that to the world. And I just love what you have with your son. I really do.
All right.
I really do.
Thank you.
I really do. So as far as you being an influencer, how did you get started with that?
So it was one of my friends, me and Kendall. Like one day we just was like, hey, I'm gonna start modeling. This is around I was like 20, 21. So we started modeling and things like that. And then we were kind of going to do it as a group. We was like kind of model together. And then we was like, this is not gonna work out. Cause like, what if I get hired somewhere and you don't?
Right,
and stuff like that. So then I started, we went our separate ways, and I feel like he did more fashion. I did more like beauty or whatever like that. And I just continued to post, and I'm into skincare. I'm into like men beauty products and things like that. So that's where when you sometimes you go viral, and people started to reach out, like Fenty Skin and Bevel and Disco, like all of these brands started reaching out. I'm like, I'm blessed.
No, for real, that's what's
Right.
up. That's what's up. And I knew that was one of our questions, asking about the
how did
certain
you
brands.
how did you get those companies? Because I feel like it's an asset to have you on here, actually, because social media is such a big thing right now. And so many people want to be influencers, so many people want to model, but they don't know where to start.
Right.
So having you on here is going to be such an asset, because these people that want to be influencers don't know where to start. And they want to work with these companies that you're talking about, Fenty Skin, Bevel, and all the things that you've done, but they don't know where to start. So yeah, that definitely was one of our questions, like how did that come about? How did you start working with those companies?
So it was the first company that you started that reached out to you, or that you were able to work with?
The first company. I think it was a brand called Disco.
Okay.
It's a small brand.
That's the pimple.
Yeah, the pimple popper. They had reached out to me, and they had like these men products and things like that. And I was just like, hey, at that time, a lot of stuff I did was for free. And a lot of people don't understand that. You have to put in the work first to get to that point where you're
You're
getting paid.
getting
Yeah.
I always tell people that I'm like, look, if you love what you do, you're going to do it for free.
Exactly.
Like I enjoy making content. So they reached out. It was small at the time. It's big now, but you gotta look at the bigger picture.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do. And I usually just put all my effort into it when I'm making content, creating, and sometimes I do it myself. And that was really it. But for me, the advice for people who want to become an influencer or get these partnerships, I feel like you need to work with local photographers like Jeff. Work with local photographers. Reach out. My main thing is like reaching out. If a brand, if I like them, if I see them, I'm gonna follow them and I'm gonna DM them. So you can also DM them and say, hey, I'm looking. Do you have any partnerships going on? Influencer partnerships. Most of the time they might write back. It might be right then and there, but they usually write back. And then sometimes it's like a year later they hit you up. So then it's like, you just had to wait your moment and your time. So I always tell people just to go out there and connect and really socialize and get yourself out there. Use your social medias, use Twitter, and all the different resources.
So as far as the brands that you reached out to, do you recommend someone starting with smaller brands, reaching out to smaller brands rather than, going for the big guns like Fenty and stuff like that?
Personally, me, I like local brands.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. I like local brands just for like World and Vision. I just feel like it's more I could impact.
Yeah.
A better impact for me. And then those smaller brands, you can help those people and also, you're really getting yourself out there. And then the other brands will see it. The bigger brands will see it. They see you work with them and they're like, oh, okay, he really does good work.
Okay.
So let me reach out to him. But the smaller brands to me really make more sense.
It's a more intimate setting because you get to work hand on hand with these people like World and Vision. You get to work with them like side by side, opposed to like Fenty and stuff like meeting Rihanna and stuff like that. But I feel like, correct, like you tell me, but I feel like if I was an influencer, I would agree that those smaller brands are more intimate and I get to work side by side with them and talk to them and stuff like that, opposed to Fenty and Bevel and Disco, because those are bigger brands.
It's more personal.
Yeah.
Personal, like that feeling, and then it's easier to actually get in contact with them too.
And that's why I asked you if it was easier to reach out or people should start with the smaller brands rather than the bigger brands, because the smaller brands are more prone to responding.
Right, and they like I was micro influencer, so they're looking for that, and then sometimes those small brands get big, so you're like, they're putting them on as like World and Vision is, how I want to put it, they're big to me, but everybody's like, oh, you the dude, people noticing me all over the place because, and to other people it's a small brand, it's not like a Gucci or whatever, but I felt like that was Gucci to me.
It is, it's our
Gucci, yeah, I felt like that was a Gucci.
I definitely agree with that. So for that, with you as being, a dad, you are a creative director, you are a husband, you do still have your 9 to 5, like you have all these things going on. So it's just like, I love to ask this question. Like, do you think there is a such thing as balance? And, how are you able to balance everything that you have going on, especially with you still having your 9 to 5? Because a lot of people try to quit and, just because they have these things going on. So how do you balance all of that?
That's something that I've been working on, and I'm still working on it. It's always, you progress. Like, it's a thing that I progress with. But basically, I just try to do like one thing a week, everything in one. Like my family does come first every time. I'm going to work, I'm going to get my bag, I'm going home to my family, and then the extra shit is just extra. So I feel like that's how I put it. I prioritize what I need to do. So like when I was working with World and Vision, I had to basically prioritize. Really, that became my life at the end of the day because it was my real job, my family, and then World and Vision. And I kind of forgot about myself in that space. So I wasn't really making a lot of content for myself because I was so busy. So I had to learn how to like really balance that because I need to put Darrin more out there because I am a business and I need to put myself out there to make more money.
And I want to stop you right there before you even go further. I'm glad that you said that you are a business, because a lot of people would be like, oh no, this is a side hustle, this stuff I do on the side. But if this is something that you're trying to make big and actually expand with, you want to brand yourself as a business, because when those other brands reach out to you, they're only going to respect it, and they're going to, they're going to see you as a business. So I really like how you said that
what
you are a business.
I'm a walking LLC.
Yes. Yes.
Literally, no,
yes.
It's like literally, like I can do so many things, and I have so many things under my belt. I could, those side jobs is a business, and people need to treat it as such and stop like downing themselves. I feel like a lot of people put themselves here when you need to put yourself up here.
Correct.
And I think people just have that with like the humbleness, but you can still be humble and still put yourself like you're up here.
It's the confidence aspect. It's not. It's you have to be confident and not arrogant about it.
Like you do a million things. and I always like I speak highly of you, and I'd be like, Faith's like a chick that I know that literally does a lot of things.
She does
like,
literally everything.
You don't see many females doing that, and you're good at all of them. It's not like you're trash at it. I got people who do this, and that, and it's like you're not good, but you're really good at what you do, and you're like, wow, like when you went into the real estate game, you're killing it.
I appreciate it. That's how I feel about you. That's how I feel about you.
Even the last time we were talking, and you was like, I ain't sell a house. It took me like a year to sell a house, and I was like, for real?
Yes, yo, it's not about me right now, but that shit is hard. That shit is hard, and just even bringing it into the influencer world, like, because I know a lot of people, because me personally, I tried to reach out to this one brand, but they denied me because they was like, I forgot what they said, but it's something about a certain type of content. So before you reached out to these brands, did you have certain content that you were already putting on your Instagram page?
So I always tell people I'm versatile with my content.
Okay.
It's never planned. It's never nothing. So how I post is just genuinely like real life. So I kind of mix it up. I mix it up with, I mix it up with like family, dad, then I go business, and I have fun. So I want them to see my personal life, because a lot of people don't really know, like, oh, does he talk? What he sound like? Is he fun? Like, does he have humor? They just see like this serious guy, and I'm like, I want to show more of myself and my personality on my page. So I really do a mixture that works for me. That might not work for the next person. So some people's page is just strictly fashion, but like for you, you have real estate. You can put dancing. I feel like sometimes you can mix that up, and then in the bio you can really tell who you are. I put everything of what I do in my bio. So when you go on there, you know that I'm married, I have a kid, and I model. So it's like that's a quick glance for the brands, for the people, so they can really get a good understanding of Darrin right then and there.
Everything.
So my next question for you is: before modeling, what did life look like for you?
I want to be a dentist. I don't know where that even came from. I was like, be crazy, but I always I got my teeth done, but I always was in love with like teeth. So I really, and I had a bad history, so I really wanted to help like other kids, like not go through what I went through. So I just wanted to be a dentist. I didn't think I was gonna be married. I didn't think I was gonna have a kid. I just was like, I just wanted to like get out and get money and just be me. But God really had other plans for you, because everything I have was nothing that I had planned. None of that. I was just like, damn, that's crazy.
So were you going to school, like, or plans, or were you planning to go to school?
I went to UNO.
UNO?
So I went to UNO for a little while. I got kicked out. I'll let y'all know that. I'll be honest with y'all. My grades were just horrible at the time. College, I guess, wasn't for me. I even went back about 2-3 times. And I went to Delgado, I went to Nunez, but it just
wasn't for you.
It just wasn't for me, and I had to really, just be satisfied with that. I still want to graduate too. I'm going to do it. I just going to do it. I have like 2 classes at UNO I need to finish, and at Delgado I need to finish, and I'll get there.
Okay,
it's just something I want to do.
Yeah, that's lit though, because like a lot of people, they get into the entrepreneurship, and then you just like, okay, so I'm an entrepreneur, like I'm doing this, and like we said, school isn't for everybody, because I went to school for a year and I was just like, yeah, no. So I was like, yeah, nah. And so But people get into the entrepreneurship, and then it's just like, you know, I don't want to say you forget about school, but it's just like, all right, school is out. So for you to go into
forget about school,
for you to like go into entrepreneurship and then just be like, well, I still want to get my degree and stuff like that, and then it's just like you're also like, it's an example for your kid because it's like your son, because it's just like you can do entrepreneurship and you can also go back and get that degree if you know.
And college doesn't have an age. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
If I would have knew what a gap year was, I would have probably took a gap year.
But no, we were all taught like, no, go to school, graduate from high school, then right after that, go to college and do this and do this.
Right.
But it's like, that's the American dream that they have set for us, and like, it's no strict way or line that you have to follow.
Right.
You know,
and those books have a lot of information in them when you go to those classes and things like that. That can definitely help you with Instagram marketing, being a content creator. It's beyond just getting a degree. It's the information that you get taught that you really need.
But these things that, if like, say for example, if you go back and I don't know, you want to get like a degree in marketing or whatever, that can help you, you know, because from back then to now, marketing wouldn't have mattered back then if you would have got a degree in it. But now if you're going back to school, right, and getting a degree in marketing, then that's going to be, you know, something that's going to help you beyond, you know.
So you crazy, you said that they have a thing kept popping up, Loyola has a marketing class. And I'm like talking to my wife, I'm like, hey, I think I want to do it, but I'm like, I really don't want to sacrifice. I have to give up a lot. I'm going to give up a lot up just to go back to school, but it probably will be worth it. It's a lot. You go from web designing, you go from marketing, you go from all this digital stuff that Facebook need ads and all that. They teach you everything. And I was like, you know, at this point in my life, I really don't feel like giving up nothing right now because I always did. I sacrificed a lot. And at this point, I'm like, I'm here for Darrin right now, so I'm just doing what I'm going to do.
And that's important. Doing it for yourself, you know, because a lot of people don't do it for themselves. They do it for other people. And I feel like when you do it for yourself, it's more valuable. It's more valuable because it's something that you want to do and somebody else didn't force you to go do that, you know?
Right. No, and putting yourself first, because that's what you're coming on here basically saying, like, yeah, I do all these things, but I also put myself first at the end of the day. And I think when you're so wrapped around doing this, I have to work with this, I have to put this out, it starts, people get so wrapped up in that and it becomes about everybody else except for yourself. So I feel like, you know, that goes back to like us talking about like mental stuff, like putting yourself first is very like, it's a smart thing for you to do, and it's very self-aware of you to do that, because like I said, when you're so wrapped up in being because I feel like an influencer, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but because I have a question that I want to ask you. It is a lot. I think people just think it's like, oh, posting pictures and stuff like that. It's not just that. And I'm right. It's really not just that. And so it's just, it can be so overwhelming at times. So for you to sit here and be like, you know, I still got to put myself first. Like, Darrin is still a business at the end of the day. Like, I commend you on that because, like I said, a lot of people on the outside looking in, you're just looking like you're scrolling. Somebody's scrolling on your profile and they're like, oh, he just posts pictures. That's easy. Like, but you still got to be a dad. You still got to be a husband. You still got to work your regular job. And I don't think people really understand that.
Yeah, they don't get that. That's fine.
That's right. But no, I totally get it, because me, I'm not an influencer, but I am a content creator. I do TikToks, I do post pictures, I do so I definitely understand, because it's like you have so much going on, and content creation takes a long ass time. Like, a lot of times you're not getting that video on the first take. Okay, well, you gotta do it again. Oh, I didn't get it right this time, and then you have to do it more and more times. So it's like those hours, those 6 hours, exactly. And then editing, like with this podcast, just an example, people think, okay, we record and we just post. No, like, we have to record, we have to edit, we have to get the lighting right. It's so many different things that go into it, and especially with being an influencer and still having a life outside of influencing, and that not only being something that you do is, people definitely don't get that and will never get it until they get into that space. So
Nat, I know you mentioned like mental health. I hope y'all have a question about that, because that's something I really want to speak on.
Speak on it right now. You on it. Right.
So I really wanted to speak on mental health, especially with men, because I was trying to figure out how I can incorporate this, me going to therapy as a Black man.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a therapist. I have a Black therapist who's
Shout out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all. No, it's the best decision I probably could have ever made. But I really wanted to speak on it. I never really, was vulnerable or really spoke on it on social media or anything like that. I might say, hey, I went to my therapist, but people don't really know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really know what that I'm going or been going for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife told me I should go, and I listened because she usually gives me great advice. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check it out and see. I was nervous at first. I did like 2 virtual calls or whatever like that. I wasn't really feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't feeling it. So I'm like, hey, can I come in? He's like, all right, I'll make time for you to come in. Started going, and you just learn so much about yourself that you didn't know. Like these toxic ways, these things. I'm like, damn, Darrin. Like he was like, you got to change that. Even with communicating, like I really wasn't a good communicator. So me going to therapy helped me, and then helped my relationship. It helped me with people around me who I know I don't need to be around me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so many things that you can get out of it that you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to tell all the guys, because I see a lot of guys struggling, because like I see them, the old me and them basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, damn, he need therapy, but I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to come to people, because people think, oh, you must think I'm crazy, but you're not. You just need to really better yourself and really figure out like who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
Like now I'm undefeatable because I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can take accountability for who I am, and I know I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is definitely shout out to you, because we've talked about this.
Yeah.
And it's hard for men to go be like, okay, well, I want to go sit down and talk to a therapist. I feel like it's so like looked at negatively, because it's just like, I don't really need a therapist. Like they don't really know me.
I could talk to my mama. Yeah, she could tell me.
when you really in reality. And not just men, we need somebody that doesn't know us.
Unbiased.
To sit down with us and be like you said, your therapist was like, well, that's kind of toxic, and we talked about this in our last episode, like being able to like self-reflect and take that accountability and be like, okay, I'm not perfect. Maybe I could change this. Maybe I can, change this to better my relationship or better my friendships and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think, that's a step in the right direction. And I shout out to you, because like I said, men are so against that therapy. And it's just like, it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
It's all right. Like we all go through something. Like, like we just said, you're a husband, you're a dad, you're a social media influencer, you work a regular job. Like that is overwhelming. We're not about to sit here and downplay it and be like, okay, I do all this. Like people want you to be able to juggle, but it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
And I think we need to push that more on men. And like it's all right. You could go talk to somebody. Like none of us are perfect. Women aren't perfect. Men aren't perfect.
And this is the part I probably want to post, because this is the part I really want guys to really know, like, hey, you can really, get that help. Get that help, find yourself, be happy. A lot of guys are unhappy, and you can feel it, you can see it,
And they fake it.
Like, at one point, I was, people probably never know, I was sad. I didn't know, nobody didn't know, but it's just that because I didn't know who I could express my feelings to. I didn't even know how to even do that. It's just, so just like, I'm just holding all this in, and now it's just making me not really a good person.
Right. And we've talked about that. We've had KM Boobies on here like 2 episodes ago, and she was like, you see me on Instagram and you see me packaging and stuff like that, but you don't see behind closed doors. I'm crying, I'm packaging this stuff because I'm stressed or I'm overwhelmed. So people going on your page, and that's another thing about social media we talked about. You see the good, but you don't see the stuff that people go through behind those closed doors.
Right.
Like you said, I'm posting these pictures, I'm like, like I'm posting this content, but behind closed doors, you're sad, you're not happy. And I think like I said, shout out to you, because going to a therapist and being like, I could use help. And you like you said, you were so against it at first. So being able to like change your perspective and shift your perspective, I'm sure, do you feel like you've gotten a lot out of therapy?
The most. It's the best decision I ever made in my life. I'm like, that's the best decision I could have ever made in my life. Like, you see him jumping, like he glowing. Like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy, bro. Like, yeah. Also, with social media, I want to talk about, creating boundaries. Like, you have to create boundaries with social media. Like, I had to learn that. I felt like I had to do a lot of things. Like, I felt like I had to write people back. If they DM me, I felt like I had to interact with them. Because they're, like, I wanted to build this bond with these people that I didn't know because I felt like they were supporters of me.
Right.
But some stuff goes too far. Some stuff just is harassment. It's a lot of things you deal with as an influencer, or as any business person that you have to deal with.
That's advice for me. And I just feel like sometimes, for real, and my boyfriend tells me that, he's like, you're just so nice. And I just feel like, I'm looking at like you said, creating relationships and stuff like that. And that's something, where I've had like to work with brands and posts and stuff like that. And I have, people I don't know supporting me and stuff like that. But like you said, creating those boundaries, that's important because, not everybody means you well. People might mean you well right here in the front, but behind closed doors, they don't always mean you well. So
I'm learning that, and I'm still learning that because I'll be like, Darrin, you're still doing the same thing. You're still being too nice. I can't be too nice. And as much as a nice person I am, it's like,
I'm over here like my boyfriend will watch this and be like, "Look, I'm telling you," but it's like you're
real,
talking
though.
to me.
It's
like
real,
you're talking to me,
and it's like you feel like these people are supporting you. So it's like we feel that we owe it to them. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, we all are still human. You know what I'm saying? We all still have to, like you said, create those boundaries because and it's like when you're growing. Everybody can't have access to you. Everybody cannot have access to you. So it's like negative energy coming here, positive, negative. And it'd be more bad than good sometimes. So it's like, being careful about that. So I definitely
learn you can't go certain places. You can't be around certain people. And I learned that recently. I had learned a lot recently. So I'm like, you won't see me out at certain places, certain environments I won't be in. And that's just, it's lonely at the top sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely
But creating that boundary, that's good that because as a social media influencer, like you say, you're so worried about that support. You're so worried about like getting people to like that content and stuff like that. But it's okay to be like, okay, well, no, I don't have to reply to this. I don't have to like this. I don't have to reply to this DM. Like, it's okay. So I'm glad you said that because you were talking to me.
So I give tips to anybody. You can move on to the next subject. But if you want to, you can, like my page is set up where if you follow me, you only can comment my followers that I approve, not strangers, randoms, and you can't DM me unless you're my followers. So I know who can talk to me and who not, because people make these fake pages and things like that. It's just a lot. So you don't want that harassment. It's so much. Yes,
I know you could limit the comments, but I didn't know you could limit the DMs.
You can limit the DMs to just like your people, like whoever it is. Like I don't get message requests or nothing anymore because it's just things triggers is something I learned in therapy, and they're real. Somebody would tell me, I can see it, and then I'm like, I might not. I try to act like it doesn't bother me, but at the end of the day,
it does bother
it's bothering
me. You're human.
Me. Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah.
So
it's
real. Gotta go.
I'm weak, but you said you got veneers. So what led you to getting veneers? Like, what made you like pull the trigger and be like, like I'm doing this?
If you know me, you know me. So I grew up. My teeth. So my front two teeth had grew like in the back of my mouth. So I had silvers in the front as a kid. So I went through middle school. I started middle school and I had no front teeth. Horrible. Gotta think about it. This is middle school. I was still cute, but I was like, I had teeth. So I was like, your girl's like, you're cute, but your mouth, like. So and the thing about it, I guess that kind of built me up to who I am today too. Going through that. So I had messed up teeth then. Got braces, got them right, but then at the same time, they still wasn't something that I wanted. It wasn't like, oh, this Darrin. I just felt like it wasn't me. So had the braces, take them off, then my retainer, I kept losing them, and my teeth started shifting. So at that point, I'm like, I'm getting veneers. Every time I go to my dentist, I'm getting veneers. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am.
Right.
I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna get it. So I just stacked my money. I'm just focusing. So we had Carter. We built a house. Well, we had Carter, got married, built a house, and then at that point, I'm like, it's time to give Darrin the gift.
Right.
So that was my gift to myself, and that was like the best thing I probably could ever did too, because like the smile that I wanted, I finally had the smile that I wanted, and I got the confidence. Well, y'all sitting next to me. I'm like, she's probably looking at my teeth. You know,
I'm
like, yeah. So I don't have to worry about that. The mics don't worry about that. That was like a real insecurity for me. So it's like, yeah, I'm top notch now. Yeah. So I really just, it was just that, and the experience was great. I went there by myself. Out there by myself, but nobody, just me. It was just a great experience. So I took that trip as like a mental trip also, just to get away, have fun, meet new people. Went to Cali. I didn't know nobody, but like an Instagram influencer, this guy, and I was like, hey, I'm coming out there. He's like, I'm gonna show you around. Trusted him, and you know, they showed me a good time when I was there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. They're beautiful, by the way. Yo, I'm sitting here like looking at his mind, but no, they're very beautiful, and it's like the confidence, like you said, the confidence that gave you. Because I mean, like you said, you're already nice looking, and it's just that this is just the icing on the cake. And you know, when you speak to people, the face and your teeth are the first things that people look at. So it's just like, if you like looking crazy, then you like, okay.
Like first impressions really matter.
Yeah, they do.
Understand that. Like, I could just be sitting there just talking. Like I went to a networking event, and I was the only black guy in the room. That's typical. But the workers, and this man just walked up to me. He was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give you my business card, where you work at, things like that. But it's all about representation. I always tell people, like, the way you look and the way you dress, people like that. People, when they see that, you should always, like, anytime I go out, I try to look as best as possible. I don't know who I'm gonna meet.
Right.
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna meet. But the teeth was just the icing on the cake for me, because like this podcast, I knew I was gonna be starting doing podcast interviews. I want to act. I got to be in front of the camera, so I need to match everything. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just smiling at you, because it's just like I've known you for a long time.
Yeah,
for a long time. So it's just like from then, you know, from high school and then living life, school, and then until now. So it's just like seeing you from then until now. Like it just made me smile.
It was young.
Yeah.
Like FaceTime, like Joseph and things like that.
So it's just like I see the growth, and you see, like you said, when you walked in here, it's the glowiness, the happiness that you have, and really not giving a shit about what other people, you know, say or think. And that's what it looks good on me.
Thanks.
You look good.
I have a question for you. Because I talked about in the first episode I wanted veneers, and everybody's like, I have veneers.
We all want veneers.
Right, we all want veneers. Okay. So that's why. So what made you go to Cali out of all places? Because you know a lot of people go to like Colombia and out the country and stuff like that. So what made you want to go to Cali?
So Cali was a choice because I had one dentist that his name is Dr. Sam. And Dr. Sam does like the best veneers. Like he replicas our real tooth. So as we know, some veneers everybody wants to look alike. Some look natural. Yeah. It's either they look natural
or they don't.
Right.
Two things. I feel like people go out the country. Some of them still look good. I won't say that. I'm not against it. I'm not hating or anything like that. I don't like the aesthetic. Yeah. I want, when people smile, I don't want them to be like, oh, he got veneers. It's like, oh, you got nice teeth. So when they see me, they're like, and I have to tell you, like, hey, these aren't mine.
Right, because they don't look like.
I should have to tell you that.
Right.
Anything you get done, you shouldn't have to tell somebody. Right. You shouldn't be like, oh, that's fake. So you do your research. So Dr. Sam wanted like 38 grand. I was like, oh no. So I'm like, you know what? But I know I want the work of how Dr. Sam does. I'm like, let me find another doctor. So I had a friend on Instagram shared, he knew I wanted veneers, and he shared one of his friends who got them, who's a hairstylist. He's from here, and he styles like Monica and all of the like, celebrity girls. So I went to his page, I hit him up, like I do one thing about Darrin, and you're gonna hit somebody else. I hit him up, I'm like, hey, you know, how was your experience, you know, because I'm not afraid to like reach out to people, because that's what I want that. So he told me his experience. He even had a video of it. I wanted to talk to him and see like. So he's like, hey, you know, this hit him up. I'm gonna let him know that you're gonna talk to him. So I started talking with the doctor. Did like a consultation over the phone. He was the communication was amazing, and I'm big on that. Like when it comes to business, communication has to be good. So if he would have been like. Not she
was about to be like, on another episode, we be talking about that.
You already know how I feel about that, but you could continue.
Yeah, so communication is big, especially from business owners. I didn't even come out of work. His communication was so great. I'm like, I gotta give him a try. You know, I'm scared. I don't know this guy. Yeah. I don't know nothing. I just see his work, and I'm like, I don't know. So when I flew out there and I got in that chair, I'm like, you know,
prayers.
To God. Once they started shade, because they shaved some of your teeth down, a little bit of your teeth. I don't know what that even looks like anymore. I know I still have the teeth because the veneer is only the front and a little bit of the back. So it's not like the whole teeth. So you still have the back of your teeth. Like your real teeth is still there. So, you know, I just sat there and prayed, and I'm like, and they came out great. And I'm like, thank God. You know, thank God. But the Columbia and the Miami and everybody has the same aesthetic, the same whiteness. Like I chose my whiteness. I was like, I want them. So my bottom teeth not done, and I wanted I wanted them to look the same. So it's like I don't want those super white teeth. You know, that doesn't look natural. And I feel like I'm more of a natural, genuine type of guy.
Oh, you talking about like the glow in the dark teeth?
Yeah.
No, because wait, they really. If y'all look at some celebrity teeth like that go to like Colombia and stuff like that, they look like they glow in the dark because they're so white.
They're lumina or something.
No, they're very white. And then they
it's super straight. Yeah, it's like I just didn't like that, and I always tell people that, and they're like, "Well, they're like half off." I'm like, "How would you half off your teeth?"
Right.
I'm like, that's nothing that you should do. You should want to pay the price. If I'm gonna get surgery on my face or anything, like I'm pro surgery. Like really, I want to get like my bags under here. My wife like, no, you're not. So I'm like, I don't want that no more. So I'm like, when I get money, I'm gonna have like Kim Kardashian skin. I gotta look good.
Look, this is how I don't want to look. You know how people look.
That's how you be.
Let me show y'all.
Oh, no, but yeah, I'm like, so I'm really pro surgery, like for women and anybody, but I just want people to do their research and just make sure what they're doing, they know what they're doing, because you can't take that back. I feel like that's my only takeaway from anything. You know, spend the money and, you know, just get a good doctor.
Yeah. Was it painful? No? Did you feel it?
No, it's painful. They say it's not, but it's painful.
Oh, he's being honest.
They numb you. I was numb all the way up to here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I couldn't. My wife was like, she like shimmy me. I'm like, I'm like, I couldn't. I had to call her the next day and show her because I was so numb. And they give you these temporaries, so you get temporary veneers, and they're like this acrylic. I don't know, it's like a fake, like provisional look of what you have. And he did mine in 5 days. They usually don't do that. But he did like a rush case on me because I was flying all the way out there. But you can, like, you know how it's gonna look, but it doesn't. It looks 10 times better than when you get your teeth. So you know what they're gonna look like, but then you're like, no. So I went out and I was around people and stuff with these fake teeth in my mouth, like provisional teeth in my mouth, and they didn't even know.
They didn't know.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Another question: is there any like specific upkeep that you have to keep up like with, or
if you can't eat certain stuff?
So I know I can't bite nothing anymore. That's weird. So you know you touch on with your teeth, which I shouldn't be doing anyway, but I can't do that no more. I don't know why.
So you gotta.
So I'll be like the side of my mouth. I'll be like doing stuff to the side, but I can't do that. I would say that I go to the dentist 4 times a year now. I floss way more often. You have to floss. The teeth are so tight. So they're so tight and together. You have to floss like all the time. That's probably the most annoying part about them to me. And then I just go 4 times a year to get it cleaning. That's it. Yeah. So you just want to make sure. I spent all this money. I need to make sure that they clean.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's like what? $40 extra each appointment to go get them cleaned 4 times a year, except for 2 times a year. Because 2 times a year is really not enough. I feel like it's not.
I was so excited.
And if your healthcare, if you have health insurance, and sometimes they do pay for it 4 times. We just don't know that.
We need that doctor's information.
He's great. No, his team is great. Yeah.
Cool.
So I want to go back to your I know we didn't really kind of touch on this, but do you feel like you have anything you struggle with as a model / influencer?
Right now, I feel like I'm struggling with like getting new followers, like getting. How would I put it? I feel like I struggle with getting new like people. New engagement. And I don't know if it's just social media or I'm just tripping. Like it's not going nowhere. It's like I put stuff out, it's like it's not doing nothing. I post this, it's like I'm like, no, it's not.
It's hard to know what the people like.
It's not even that. It's just feel like
I feel like ever
algorithm.
since ever since Instagram like changed their algorithm,
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of
It's
messed up
weird.
everybody's like engagement.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, I'm not like a person like at this point. I just want to become a business owner and just like be behind the scenes. Like I started just to be like, I don't want to do this no more because I feel like it was affecting me. The likes and all of that were affecting me, which is why I had a post. I turned it off because that was really affecting me. I'm like, man, what's going on? Like I'm not. It's, like my work night, they don't like it. It's not good, or it's not being shown. Like what would I need to do? Like so, I feel like I started struggling on that part, which I still am. But as a model, I always do struggle with like I feel like how I want to put it, doing more. I feel like I don't model enough, and it's mainly probably because I like to collaborate with a lot of people. I'm big on collaborating. I'm big on putting my people on, like always. Faith know that. Even with Relevant Vision, I'm big on collaborating. So I be needing a photographer, I be needing a stylist, I be needing an assistant because when I do shoot, I shoot. Like I'm not shooting nothing basic. I don't want to do that. I'm not into that no more. And that takes time and that takes money. The last shoot I did with my son with the Rolls Royce and the suits, Shabazz, who shot it, that was a lot of money coming in my pocket just to do a shoot.
And it's coming out of your pocket.
My money, my money, and if the photographer probably show love and she probably show love, but I still had to pay for my suit. My son's suit that's getting custom made. The car was free. Shout out to my client. The car was free, but it's like those things people don't see, and those things people don't really know, and that's the part where it's the money that goes into it.
Yeah, and that goes back to investing in yourself. I think people like I said, we see the Rolls Royce, we see the pictures, we see the nice suit, but you don't see that I paid it. But you don't see that I'm investing into like what I want to do and in my business. And I think people like I said before that we just see Darrin Anderson on Instagram. We don't see the behind the scenes.
I'm not rich. I'm be rich, and I'm not rich. But if I want it, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna do it. But to that point, you have to. I always tell people, you gotta look the part. Always look the part. So if I want to be on Calvin Klein, I gotta give Calvin Klein all the time. Like I gotta show up and give Calvin Klein. You can't be giving Walmart and won't be Calvin Klein. I be trying to tell the people that like you gotta. People like, oh, you bougie or whatever like that. It's not that. That's just really who I am. I've always been the same person. I've always been like that. I'm not faking no persona or anything like that. That's just me.
And that's what people don't know about you. For the people who haven't been knowing you, like you've always been clean. It's always been, okay, I'm going to keep my mind in this is always going to look up to par. Like that's always been you. So it's only something that you're bringing into, what you have going on right now.
It's only going to get better.
Right.
Verse to y'all probably.
Right. Because they be having haters out there. They be having haters.
Yeah.
So as
gotta love them though. You gotta love them.
Oh yeah, of course.
We all got haters.
So as far as your 9 to 5, like, when do you see yourself leaving your 9 to 5?
Oof. So I got a new job. Nobody knows about that.
Congratulations.
So I've been keeping things to myself. I was like, I don't want nobody to ruin that. I just been like, it's crazy because I literally be wanting to like share some stuff, but I'm like, I'm not oversharing.
Are you still in finances?
Yeah, still in banking.
Okay.
So I always wanted to I was in banking. I was in retail banking as a banker. You come in, you want a checking account, savings account, loan, or anything like that. I did all of that. I could have probably been a branch manager, but that was never my route. I didn't want to do that. I've been in banking for 8 years. So I work in the lending side. So basically, if you want to finance a building, if you want to buy rental property, if you want to, a lot of things we do short-term rentals. So we give the clients the money to, fund their businesses and things like that. So I work on that side. So basically, right now I'm learning the in parts. So I learn the in and outs. So will I really get rid of it? I might not. It's too good. It's too good of a job. I can work remote if I want to. It's the flexibility of the job. And once I'm really once I master it, because it's new. It's still new. I did lending at my old job, but this is so complex and bigger than what it was. So I really took a step from here to here. And I could be making 6 figures easily pretty soon. So, and I want my wife to be home with my son and, things like that. So I'm a hustler. So I told her, by the age of 30, I'm going to get you there. You know.
And how old are you right now?
I'm about to be 27. So I got 3 years to like really, you know, do that. And that's something for me. And it's not really about the money. It's about the information that I'm learning at my job that's going to be truly valuable. And I could probably work that job part time, you know, and still run my business and things like that because it's so easy. It's not,
So,
but it goes hand in hand with what you're doing.
It does.
Yeah, it definitely goes hand in hand with what
I
you're
can
doing.
become a financial literacy influencer. I could really do
So
a lot.
much.
Yeah, but I just
So
don't really
much.
go into that phase. I never went into that phase of teaching people about credit and, you know, how to do this and how to do that. But I be wanting to because I be trying to, like, when I did have people walk into the bank and it was my people, I always try to help them as best as I could, you know, because I understand if you're not in that setting or nobody teaching you, because our parents didn't know, I'm going to be the one to tell you. So if I see a guy and I felt like, yeah, bro, like, what you be doing? Like, how your credit is, you know, what that looks like, what that is. I'm like, well, let's look at it, you know, go on Credit Karma and run it and let's see how I can help you build it, you know, because that's the next step in life that you have to make sure your credit is good.
Credit is just so
It's a game.
important. Yes, it's really a game. Me personally, I think it's a scam, but
I agree.
But it's still something
we need.
Yeah, it's still something you need. It's still something that's very important. So I try to stress that a lot as well, because it's just if your credit ain't straight, money cannot provide everything for you. It simply can't. So credit, y'all definitely have to make sure that y'all credit is straight because it goes.
A lot of things people buy for credit. You buy your house, you buy your car,
furniture.
You buy furniture. You do everything with credit. So it's like it's so important. People don't understand it. Like, oh yeah, but how you do all this? Like, if I want to go buy a Louis bag, I can go do that. You know, if I want to for my girl because I have the credit for that.
Right.
Even if I have the cash, but at the end of the day, why not use the credit card? You know, make a little points or rewards back or something like that and pay it out later.
Exactly.
People know how it works. You know, so I feel like, you know, as we know about it, you know, you didn't educate them, but at my job, I do it. I educate my people and anybody else.
It's good. So I'm trying to see like what's next for you. Like what you have going on. Like is there something?
Over this way. I'm my glasses over this one, y'all, because I feel like when I came in here, I was like, I'm gonna have my double cup, I have my blunt. That's not me. So I was like, I have my double cup, my lean, I'm sitting back. But no, so what's next for me is something truly big. I've been working on for like 2 years. So I've come out with a brand. So you got it, ladies. It's the box.
So is this the name?
The name is The Secret Formula.
Okay.
And you want to know who helped me get it?
Yes.
A good friend. Kendall.
Yes.
One of my best friends. Shout out to him.
I love this box.
It was. You can open it.
Oh, okay. It got the product in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
I love the colors though.
Yeah, let me show the people.
Show the people what it's looking like. Ooh, yes. All right, I like your hand modeling.
It's giving Target. Target.
Yes. No, I love this.
Yeah. So, I'll talk about it in detail, but I'll give you the story of how I came up with it and what happened.
Tell us how you started the Secret Formula.
Yes.
So, the Secret Formula. So basically, one day after I got my teeth done, my next step was like focusing on Darrin. You know, I stopped, working with the brand and things like that, and I was like, it's time to put myself first and start something. So I was texting my friends. I'm like, I need a name. And Dale was like, The Secret Formula. It's like, what? I'm like, I'm like, that's not even cool. I was like, that's not even cool. But it's crazy because I sat on it and I'm like, he might be right. I'm like, my partner might be really right. And friends really help you a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot. I love them. Like I love my friends. So I'm like, bro, I think I'm gonna use that name. And I said, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna make it something. So I was at work one day and I met this guy named Howard, and he was showing me he was coming in for something, and he showed me his portfolio. And I was like, where you come from? Like you from here?
Like, who are you?
I'm like, who are you, bro? Like, where you come from? He's like, hey, man, I work with other people. Like, why? Why I don't know about you? Like, what's your social media? He's like, I don't really use it. Like, oh, that's probably why I don't know you because everybody knows you. So I got him to design everything for me. You know, we worked on it. He did my designing, my packaging, my labeling, but we worked together on it. And then I worked with a lady here to design the product. So I wanted to do a beer butter because everybody does beer oils.
Right.
And I'm more of a texture type of guy. So I really wanted to have something where I can just touch. I can touch it. So, yeah, like butter. You put hand. So you can tell a difference. So you can tell a difference. Like I put it in my hand, like.
Smells good.
So this sample has less fragrance, but the other fragrance has like more of like a. I'm more of a when I wear cologne, it's more like a sweet, a guy like masculine. So everything to me is like a soft. But yeah, so this really
that's moisturizing too.
Yeah, so it will make like my beard is really soft right now. It's really shiny. I always tell people it's like diamonds. Like when you go outside, like it's gonna be sparkling when you're gonna put it in there. So my whole thing was to create something for men that they will love. And I came up the secret. Really, why I like the name The Secret Formula because all the guys are like, "What's your secret? Like, what you be doing?" Like guys, like it's crazy how many guys ask me about my skincare routine, about my beard, like a lot of things they ask. I'm like, you know what? Why not provide it to them? You know, give them something that I actually made, I actually use, and I actually like. I don't promote nothing that I don't like. I always want to tell people that I don't do that. If I don't like it, I ain't posting it. And even if it's my business, it's not about money. It's about creating an empire and something that truly works. And I won't say it's not gonna. If you have a patchy beard, I can't solve that problem.
Right.
But what I can do, I can help you. You know, maybe keep up with it because it's all about maintenance. It's all about waking up, moisturizing it, combing it out. A lot of people just don't do nothing to them. So that's where I'm going to come into play and teach them. I'm going to have other guys across the country who I'm going to be working with because I'm a pretty known guy. So I have other micro influencers like me because I want my content to always be organic. As a business owner, that's going to be my marketing tactic. Cali, Chicago, Houston, Atlanta. These guys are going to promote this and it's going to go their friends, the other friends. So it's like it's going to be like a domino effect of marketing for me. But I have other things that I want to do too. I want to make this line so the name is so brand that I can make it. I want a kid's line for my son. Everybody loves my son. My son has the red hair. So I really, and as an adult, I want to create a business for him. You don't have to run it, but I want to create a generational wealth. Yeah, I want to leave something for him. Like even right now, I put him to work sometimes when I go on gigs. But it's like I give him that money. I want him to think of me like, oh, my dad really worked his ass off when I was a kid for me. And now I can just choose what I really want to do. If he doesn't want to model, cool. I'm gonna let him know, look, this is your avenue. But I want to have like a hair brand for him, like shampoo, conditioner. I want to take this and have like certain men cosmetics products, and then I want to get into skincare. So it's gonna be like multiple things under one hat. That's my vision for this. But this is just gonna be my start. Here.
So do you have a launch date?
Yes. Okay. So actually, I have a soft launch on the 15th.
Oh, you do this month?
Yes.
Ooh, all right.
So on the 15th, I have a soft launch. So I have a video that I came out with. I'm gonna show y'all.
Ooh. And will we be able to show the people the video on the podcast?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, you gotta.
And when this podcast coming out?
On Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. Let's see.
Is that the 15th?
It probably is.
I think that is the 15th.
So yeah, okay. As long as it's that date, I feel like, because I was trying to make sure, because nobody knows what I'm doing. It was like, I'm going to talk to y'all about it, but I'm pretty sure it probably won't come out until probably after or before. But hold on.
My name is Darrin Anderson. I'm the owner and founder of The Secret Formula, and here's my secret.
Yeah, I'll scout anywhere. That dude was like sticking out like I don't know. I was like, bro, I'm not being weird. I just need you to model my brand. He like, I seen you before. That's cool. So that was just crazy. I'm in Rouse's.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
That was nice. We could probably launch this on Friday.
Yeah.
You know, the whole episode on Friday, because I want to be able to have that video inserted in here. That's
as long as it's the 15th. I think I'm gonna do it like noon at that time. I'm gonna launch it, and then from there on my site, it's basically gonna have where they can just sign up for the email list, and I'm gonna know how many prospects of clients I'm gonna have who want this product.
Right.
So once I actually launch, I know what I had, who actually bought, and who I can potential clients that I need to, you know, reach out to by email or anything like that, reminder, or, you know, what I really need to work on. So, you know, I'm about to get in my business owner bag aspect, because it is a lot. Like I'm not trying. I don't stress myself out about things anymore. But I'm sitting in the bed this morning after being drunk, and I'm like, I need to work on my website, which I did. But it was just like, it's a lot that I have to, you know, do, and I'm by myself, I'm one-man team, you know. But this is the website, so when you go on there, like, I wanted to get Target, and I wanted to be like grand, like everything I do, I want it because it's luxury, and the price is gonna go with that. So they're gonna like, oh, dude put his money and time into this, so you have to pay the price. And dudes like to spend money anyway. They want what's exclusive and what's money. They're gonna buy them Gucci's because they know they're like, So you gonna buy the secret formula because
Yes,
I have a question for you. So do you plan on putting it in any local stores as time goes on, or is that an idea?
Target. I would love like Target. Like I love Target. Like I love Target men's section now. Like they like stores are kind of coming towards men's, and I love that. I love everything about that. Like really caring more about men. Yeah,
because they in a lot of stores they be caring more about the females more than the men. And you know, the men's section be like this small, and the female section be like this big. So yeah, they are trying to get on the come up to.
I believe in like being Ulta. Like,
Ulta?
You know, and there's not a lot of men. You see, that's different. You know, it's
that's
different.
Perfect.
It's different. Nothing like they have cologne, but they have like nothing really men in there. So I'd be the first black, maybe. I don't know if I am, but one of the black men to be in Ulta, like, and that's okay to go in there and go pick up my beer product, you know, even if it's in a main women's store. So for me, it's like, I want to do everything, change the dynamic of everything, especially about men and keeping up, because ladies do love a nice looking man. I want the dudes to know that, and I think they don't really understand that.
I think you should look into this is some advice, like men's stores, like just men's clothing stores, like a Nouveau or
the local shop.
Local shop, because you know men are buying stuff, but then you like see this at the counter. Oh, I might need this and pick it up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
I love stores like Tabechi store. M-Line has a store here. Like those guys, I love the way they do things. I love the stores. I love how they look. I love the luxury of it. Like they know their worth. So that's my main thing. I love business owners that know their worth. And like those are people I would probably, they see this, I would love to like, you know, collab or put my product in their stores or something like that. I haven't thought about it. Like I'll just leave it online and leave it like that. But eventually I do need to be at like a certain pop-ups and stuff like that, just to put it out there. I don't like just to be there and have a couple of products there and then let it out and just be like, okay, I have enough people. And if I don't have none, just order online and stuff like that. But just to make my presence known as a business owner, because it's gonna be different. I need more than social media at this point.
I love it.
I need that people. I need that engagement.
Yes, congratulations.
Thanks.
And everything is so simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
My boyfriend got a beard. So
my boyfriend got a beard too. So
I'm
gonna need some of that.
Yeah, I know that. Like I know he probably would love this. Like, you know, and put that into his daily routine. But yeah, I think a lot of guys, this is what we need. And like I said, it has all the instructions on here. Like I put my time into it, you know, and I just be want to. Some days I just be like, so proud of myself, you know, because I feel like I feel like I just be there by myself in my own little world, patting myself on the back all day because I have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Have to give myself that reassurance.
You have to. And I love this for you. No, I love it. Like just being able to see people, you know, have their own business and be able to, like, this is your baby. This is your baby. So being able to take your time and, you know, produce this product and being able to see it, everything that you've done from creative directing to casting that young man to having all the pieces come together and you're about to launch. How do you feel? Like you're like kind of like
I'm anxious.
Some days away.
Like I'm days away. Like at this point, like I'm texting my like, oh, I don't know what caption I want to put. Like, so that's the thing too. Like I reach out for help for a lot of things. People don't understand that. People like, oh, I'm like, no, I reach out for help a lot.
Yes.
Like, and I want y'all to know that it's okay to have help. No brand is without help. You know, I reached out to him like, hey, I don't know what caption I need. I said, I'm not good at writing content. Like, I hate writing captions and stuff like that. He's like, oh, bro, I got you. You know, online, I'm gonna put something together for you. So it's not always me behind everything. I do have a whole team. I have friends and family and everything else that really helps me with a lot of this stuff that I have this anxiousness about. Like, I don't know how to set up no printer to be doing that. Like, I don't. So the really thing is, I have the vision, but I don't want to do all the packaging and then having to do all that. But I have to because at the end of the day, I have to teach somebody.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
And I have to think about that because I'll be going people. I'll be like, I could just pay somebody to do this, you know. But I'm like, well, Darrin, just take your time, learn it. And then eventually you may have one worker, then two, then three, then that factory. Then I could put my people in there and work for me. You know, have my whole family working for me. I trust them. You know, they say don't mix business and family, but I feel like my family is loyal. And I feel like I want to put them in positions to like teach them management. You know, I could be able to teach them things and we grow from that. And then take young guys off the street. Come on, like come over here. Like, let me put you on. Let me turn you into a model. Let me turn into a businessman and things like that. I want to be that type of influential, not about what you see on Instagram. None of that really matters to me. It's cool and all,
it doesn't.
But it's about what I really have done in the community, and I feel like people don't really see that.
The impact that you have on others.
Yeah, they don't really see what I really do. I'm like, I really give a lot of people opportunities. I say that a lot of guys, like, you know, I really wanted, you know, I be wanting to help and just get them the opportunity to do something different.
I love this. I love this. And I love that, you know, you're able to be here to be able to show nothing that's on Instagram, be able to really show the people like who you are. And I love that. I love that. I love that you have this opportunity here to be able to show the people, you know, what you're really about.
I always tell Jeff, like, I said, I'll take a drug dealer. Because, come on, man, like, you can't deal drugs all your life. You can't do that. You got potential to do other stuff, you know. So come model, because you can model. I see the potential, and they get you a whole other avenue, and they be happy about it. They be coming, they be like, man, that was fun. I'm like, yeah, it's better than the streets.
And they won't do it again.
Yeah, and they're better than being in the streets, you know. So it's like, I you know, I only can do so much, but I'll be trying to give people opportunity because I have that not gonna say power, but I have it the job to give those people those jobs in this city.
I have one question for you before we end the segment. For anybody that's watching, what advice would you give them if they wanted to become a model, become an influencer, become like a business owner? What advice would you give them?
That first step, like, what should they do?
That first step is going to be believe in yourself. I would say believing in yourself is the most important part. You have to believe in yourself. And I would say the really next step is really networking and just getting yourself out there. Like, you want everybody. I always wanted I didn't really want them to know, but people need to know who Darrin is.
Right.
Like, they know me when they see me. You know, everybody knows me when they see me. So that's really where you want to go. Even as a business owner, people need to know your business. Everywhere you go, they need to see it. Brother Mission was a great teacher. Everybody know that brand. Everyone. So, you know, and then being around those guys are really smart, but everybody knows that brand. So you just want to put yourself out there and, you know, just really believe in yourself.
I think that's good advice.
Yes, it is good advice.
And we appreciate you being
Yes,
on here. You gave a lot of good
You really
information.
did. You really
I hope
did.
that y'all watching.
I came
y'all
ready
tuning
too.
in.
I was in my bed. I'm like, I'm about to go on them and be like, yeah,
Yeah, you talked about a lot of influential things
You
that
did.
go not just like
You did.
that go with being a social media influencer, that go with being a man that does different things and stuff like that. So I appreciate all the knowledge that
Yes.
you came on here to
Yes.
drop, because this is
Hope I can come back.
great.
Maybe a
yes.
co-host one day, like, because I be having a lot of things I want to talk about.
Yeah,
Like,
we
especially like on
just-
Twitter. I'd be like, want to get on Twitter space and be like talk about things. I would be having a bad to talk about it.
No,
Yeah.
we definitely welcoming you back.
Yeah,
As, you know,
open
come back.
invitation.
But before we do close out this segment, we do these flashcards.
Mhm.
And how many we gonna do? 2?
Yeah, we can do 2.
All right, so
Scared.
oh, I'll be scared too.
Be
So
scared.
they're ladies edition, but if you pull something, we'll just alter it to to fit you basically. So I'm gonna have you pick one right now, and just don't read it and give it to Faith.
I get it. This one give me good vibes.
Let's put my glasses on.
Oh god, this one not bad. This one
Y'all,
not
it's
bad.
Sunday. Y'all know how these cards get.
It says, "What's the best pickup line you've ever heard?"
The best pickup line.
That one's kind of boring.
Yeah, I'm kind of lame with that one.
All right, we're gonna do
Yeah.
that one, because
I'm lame with that.
No, you.
I shot at my wife. I was like, hey,
Hey.
I want you.
What is all these pickup lines? It's
Right.
another pickup line
Oh,
card.
I'm tripping. I'm about to let Faith pick. Go ahead.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, let Faith pick.
Go ahead.
Pickup line. We don't do that.
Okay. Okay, what's the craziest thing you've ever done in a relationship?
The craziest thing? Oof. Oh,
Heat.
y'all trying to get me dead. Y'all trying to get me dead.
In your relationship,
It don't have to be with your relationship. Like, it could be like any relationship that you have been in, or friendship.
I've only really been in one relationship.
Oh,
yeah.
that is
What's
true.
the
Yeah.
craziest thing? What's crazy that we've done? We've been together a long time.
Mhm.
For a very long time. Cause she's not really crazy. I'm crazy. Like I'm the crazy one. I would say probably the craziest thing I did was probably left, and I'll be honest, I probably left the house for like a couple of days and didn't talk to nobody.
really?
Yeah, that was at the point where I felt like I needed probably therapy at that point. But
Mhm.
that was something crazy. Like it was like a couple of days. I didn't talk to nobody.
So you
Like,
basically made
ignoring,
moves.
I
Yeah.
ghosted like everybody. I just needed that time, away from
Mhm.
myself. And like I said, I'm being vulnerable because, like I said,
Right. It
Right.
was.
people do.
I
Everybody
mean,
do stuff,
everybody make mistakes.
And
Everybody,
yeah.
as long as you've learned from that,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I wouldn't do it anymore
Right.
because I felt like I was wrong. I should
Yeah.
never just ghost it. You shouldn't ghost no one. But
Mhm.
I just had that feeling where I just wanted to be isolated. I wanted to just be by myself. So
Mhm.
so I just ghosted for a couple of days.
Mhm.
Fake.
I don't know. I should have been thinking while he was talking, but I was trying
It's
to.
a hard question.
It is a hard
It is.
question.
I feel like for me, it's probably been nothing, because I'm not one of those, like, if I leave, I'm gonna leave quietly.
Right. I'm not about to slash tires or
yeah,
nothing
I've
like
never
that.
done
Yeah.
none of that. I've never bleached anybody's clothes. Like, I'm
You don't want to do it?
No.
You don't want to try it?
No.
We leaving the toxic.
Yeah. So yeah, we
Over there.
I just feel like if I leave, it's because I'm already tired. I'm already like, done dealt with so much.
Mhm.
So for me, it's always been like, okay, like I'm not gonna act crazy. Like I'm just gonna leave quietly, and then I'm gonna make you sick because I ain't even
Right,
gonna give you no
right.
reaction.
Yeah.
I probably just don't. I like to try shit. So.
No, we leaving the toxicness over.
don't box you up if I leave. You're gonna knock them out before
Oh
you
my
leave.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna answer that question.
Well, for me, it's been nothing. I've never really did anything crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do one more.
All right, do this one. Come on, good vibes.
Good vibes. Good vibes. Okay. It says, would you rather have a woman that you don't love but is loyal, or a woman you love that cheats? Explain. Let me repeat it again. Would you rather have a woman that you don't love but is loyal, or would you rather have a woman that you love that cheats? Explain. That's tough.
That's tough.
Right.
So I'm grown now, and I feel like loyalty is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we can work on me loving you,
Mm-hmm.
me liking you,
Mm-hmm.
or so I'll pick the one with saying that I don't really love her, but she's loyal to me, because eventually I may grow into loving her.
Right.
It's a growth thing. It's like a flower. We gonna grow together, because there's a lot of times in relationships, like, there'll be shit that you don't like. There'll be a lot of things you don't like.
Right.
But you grow with each other, and then you
yeah.
fix those bonds. So I'll take a loyal woman over anything, because I feel like my wife is really, really, really loyal. Really loyal. But I already did love her, but if it was that path, I would take that route.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you can always work on that. Like I said, y'all find interests and things like that.
Yeah.
That comes with communicating. Once y'all start communicating and learning each other, when you really, really know each other,
Right.
you can get a lot out of it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I would take that as well. Because of course, like you said, there's gonna be times in relationships where y'all may not like each other. You know what I'm saying? You may love each other, but you don't like each other, and you have to work and go through things to get that bond back. So I would rather that, because I ain't about to be sticking with a nigga that.
If he cheating, we would just be friends.
Right, like I ain't even about to
we
go
could just
through
be
all that.
friends.
Like, yeah.
Just be friends.
Yeah, so I would pick the same thing.
I agree with y'all, because like, if you don't have, to me, loyalty is everything, and if you don't have that, you literally have nothing.
Right.
So I would definitely pick the person that is loyal to me.
Yes. We definitely appreciate you for coming. So at the end of our segment, we would like to, let the people know where they can find you. So let us know where you can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram at Darrin Anderson _. And also you can find me on Twitter at the Anderson _. I really don't use my Twitter, it's private. So Instagram is where you really want to follow me at. So follow me on Instagram. Like I said, Darrin, DARRIN ANDERSON _. And you can find me.
And you can find me at Your Faithful Realtor on Instagram, TikTok, and you can find me as Faithe Williams on Facebook.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Natalie Lucia _
And TikTok.
Follow all the baddies.
All the baddies.
Yes.
The best. We make the best content.
Yes.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week.
See y'all later. Bye.